longer.
Well, tell me a little bit about Cindy and why she's here in Pittsburgh.
Well, I'm here because of work. I came here because of work, and I've stayed here because of life. You know, I'm here because I furthered my education. I was able to advance my life when it comes to a house, when it comes to my standard of living, and then my family. I'm starting a family here.
The kinds of subjects sometimes we discuss might be what the president is doing, and today he pardoned a number of people who had been convicted on, young people who had been convicted on crack cocaine charges, because under those old sentencing guidelines, the sentencing was 100 to 1 compared to what cocaine was.
Right.
How comfortable would you be in discussing things, current events like what the president did today in pardoning a couple of people, 8 people, who had been convicted under those old guidelines?
Well, it all comes down to, it doesn't matter how much you know about every single one of the laws that's out there and everything that's constantly changing with the government, but your perspective is typically based on, these are people that are around me, what's going to happen with someone being convicted here in the city of Pittsburgh, and how do I see it? And even though it may not be a direct impact with my life or anyone I know, those are topics that I would gladly take a look at and say, you know, is it fair? Let's compare it to other type of sentencing that we have. And I mean, sometimes you agree and you disagree, just like your parents. Sometimes you agree with their opinions and their actions, and sometimes you may question it a bit.
What happens if we start discussing immigration and how it impacts Hispanics?
I have so many different views, because the misconception of what an immigrant is in many different places, even cities, is looked at a different way. So for example, I'm an immigrant, but that doesn't mean I'm illegal. See? And that doesn't mean I'm Mexican either. So I actually was born an American citizen, but because I was born in a different country, I may be stereotyped in a certain way. But when it comes to, let's say, the immigration reform, I have mixed feelings about that, because some people would benefit very well with having some legal documentation and being able to progress here, while some others would just take advantage of it and just not use it well.
How do you look at the whole diaspora of Hispanic? I mean, we've got Cuban, Mexican, and people from Guatemala, and just all kinds of things. Do you think that people in Pittsburgh know the various differences when we say Hispanic, what a broad label that is?
No, I think that it's not, and I know because people ask me, oh, your last name is Fernandez, oh, you're Hispanic, but you don't look Mexican. That's something I wouldn't get in Miami or in Orlando, or in New York. Those are things that the city of Pittsburgh is still growing and learning. But with the same token, there's many different consulates that are coming to the city of Pittsburgh from the different countries to help those people that are here. So we have a diverse Hispanic community, diverse meaning different countries, and at the same time, it's being recognized, it's just small.
Does your radio program connect you with those various Latino communities?
Oh, it does, absolutely, because I go from covering topics on legal issues to any type of musician, to furthering their education, scholarships, and religion, anything that can potentially reform someone's life. Those are topics that we have at the radio show, and then we also connect with different organizations within the city of Pittsburgh that are trying to reach out to all types of communities. So I think for me, it's the best of both worlds, because I get to do my technical job and use one side of the brain, and then I get to do my community outreach portion, which half the times ends up being a little bit of politics here and there of what you can and cannot do. And
you can and cannot do?
Yes, because when you're helping the community, there's a borderline when you're nonprofit and when you're profit. And it can be a bit difficult on who helps you and who doesn't, depending on what benefits them. But overall, I think that has been my main focus. You know, coming from a different country and a different state, I have a mixture of cultures, and then I have a mixed brain when it comes to what I'm doing in Pittsburgh. So it's exciting for me.